I went upstairs, searching for an old photo album in my son's bedroom. Then I heard them, Justin and Whitney, whispering urgently in the hallway. Panic shot through me. I slipped into their closet and pulled the door shut just as they entered. Through the narrow gap, I watched my son lift a pill bottle with my name printed on the label. His voice was ice cold. This Saturday, 2.7 million. Finally ours. What I heard in the next 10 minutes didn't just break my heart. It made me realize I had exactly 6 days left to live, unless I could outsmart my own son. Before I tell you what happened next, comment below where you're watching this from and what time it is right now, because if you're a parent or grandparent, what I'm about to share could one day save your life. My name is Harlan Harper, and I am 72 years old. I spent 40 years standing behind a pharmacy counter in Madison, Wisconsin, measuring out pills and counseling patients on drug interactions. I thought I knew every poison, every dangerous combination. I was wrong. Let me back up. 2 months ago, my son Justin moved back into this house with his wife Whitney. He said it was temporary, just while they sorted out some financial trouble with his tech startup. I was lonely. My wife Ruth passed 3 years ago, and this old Victorian feels too big for one person. I thought having family around again would be good. I was so damn naive. Justin is my only son, 38 years old, with my late wife's dark hair and my own stubborn jaw. He used to be ambitious, always chasing the next big idea. His latest startup, some kind of tech platform, burned through investor money like kindling. When he showed up at my door with Whitney and their suitcases, I saw exhaustion in his eyes. I thought I saw shame too. I wanted to help. Whitney is 35, beautiful in a calculated way. Blonde hair, always perfect clothes, always expensive, despite their supposed money troubles. She worked as an event planner, she said. Before we met, Justin told me she used to be a dancer. I never asked what kind. She calls me Pops, brings me coffee in the mornings, asks about my book club. I thought she was sweet. For 2 months I played the grateful father. I made them dinners, offered to help with their expenses. But small things started bothering me. Money disappearing from my wallet. Whitney going through my mail when she thought I was not looking. Justin asking strange questions about my prescriptions, my insurance, my estate planning. Last week I noticed my heart medication looked different. The pills were the same shape, same color, but something felt wrong. 40 years as a pharmacist gives you instincts. I took one pill to my old colleague at the CVS on State Street. It was not lisinopril. It was alprazolam. Sedative. High dose. Someone was drugging me. That same evening, I checked my bank statements. $28,000 missing from my savings over 2 months. Small withdrawals scattered across weeks. Easy to miss if you were not looking. I started watching, really watching. Justin spent hours in my study on my computer. Whitney made calls in the garage with the door closed. They had quiet conversations that stopped when I entered rooms. Thursday night, I pretended to go to bed early and listened outside their bedroom door. I heard Justin's voice, low and angry, talking about creditors, about running out of time. Tonight I decided to search their bedroom while they were out at dinner. I know, invading privacy, crossing lines. But this is my house, my life. I was going through Whitney's dresser when I heard them come home early. Car doors, slamming voices in the hallway. I barely made it into their closet before the bedroom door opened. I planned to wait until they left, then slip out quietly. Then they sat down on the bed and started talking. I held my breath. Through the crack in the closet door, I could see Justin's face clearly. He looked calm, relaxed even. That terrified me more than anything else. Whitney sat beside him and said the words that made my heart stop. "When are you going to do it?" "Do it," Justin sighed. "Soon, this week. I cannot wait any longer. Your creditors, they call every day Whitney, $410,000. If I do not pay them back soon, they will take everything. $410,000. Whitney leaned forward. "That is why we need that 2.7 million now. Once he is gone, all your problems disappear." Gone who? Then it hit me. Me. They were talking about me. "The pill swap is working," Justin said. "He is dizzy all the time now. His doctor thinks it is just old age." "The pills Whitney picked up for me? The ones making me dizzy?" "And the bathtub plan?" Whitney asked. Justin nodded. "Saturday night. He takes a bath every Saturday like clockwork. Has for 50 years. My Saturday ritual, he knows. I will give him a strong sedative enough to knock him out. Wait 20 minutes, then we leave for date night. 2 hours later, we come home and find him. Drowned. A tragic accident. My legs went weak. I gripped the shelf. Whitney stood. "What about Crystal?" "She is in Chicago. Barely visits." Everyone knows I moved back to take care of Dad. I will be the grieving son." His voice turned cold. "Look, he is 72. He has had a good life. Me, I am drowning in debt at 40. This inheritance, I am just collecting it a little early. Collecting it early, like my life was a paycheck." "And the will?" Whitney asked. "You are sure about the split? I get 2.2 million the house and retirement accounts. Crystal gets 500,000, enough to clear my debts and start over. Miami," Whitney said softly. "No more Wisconsin winters." Justin laughed. "Miami, baby. Beachfront condo, no more creditors. Just 6 more days. Saturday. You are sure you can do it?" Justin was quiet. "Then I have to. It is either him or my entire future. Either him or my entire future." They talked for 10 more minutes. About alibis. About what to tell police. My ears rang. I could not hear every word anymore. My son, the child I raised, the boy Ruth and I loved and sacrificed everything for. He was going to kill me. Not in anger, but cold calculation, for money. Tears ran down my face. I bit my fist to stay silent. Finally they stood. "We should go downstairs before he wonders why we have been up here so long," Justin said. They left. I stayed frozen in that closet. 10 minutes. 20. Shaking. Only when I heard their voices downstairs did I move. I crept back to my bedroom on the first floor and closed the door quietly. I leaned against it and slid down to the floor. My son was going to murder me in 6 days. When I finally stood, I had one clear thought. I needed evidence. Without evidence, I was just a panicking old man. With evidence, I had power. The pill bottle sat right there on my nightstand. The pill bottle sat on my nightstand. Whitney had picked up my refill just 3 days ago. I lifted it with shaking hands and opened the cap. The pills inside looked wrong. I had been a pharmacist for 40 years. I filled thousands of prescriptions, counseled countless patients' new medications by sight. These were not my blood pressure pills. I went to my dresser and found an old bottle from 2 months ago before Whitney started helping with my medications. I set them side by side. Different color, different shape, different imprint. My prescription was lisinopril 10 milligrams small white tablets. These were larger, pale blue, different manufacturer code entirely. I took 3 pills from the current bottle, put them in an envelope, hid the envelope in my sock drawer. Evidence. Then I decided to stop taking them immediately. That night I could not sleep. I lay in bed, mind spinning. Part of me wanted to confront Justin right then. Storm upstairs, demand answers. Part of me wanted to call the police immediately. But the pharmacist in me, the scientist, the methodical thinker, told me, wait, build the case, gather evidence, be smart. I had 6 days until Saturday. 6 days to prove what I had heard. 6 days to save my own life. Upstairs I heard laughter, Justin and Whitney. They were celebrating my death before it even happened. At 72, I thought my fighting days were over. I was wrong. Monday morning, I went upstairs for breakfast. Justin and Whitney were in the kitchen. "Morning, Dad. Sleep okay?" I forced a smile. "Fine, son." Whitney looked at me. "You look a little pale. Feeling all right?" "Just a bit dizzy. Comes and goes." Justin's eyes showed satisfaction. "Did you take your morning pill yet?" "Not yet. Here, let me get it for you." He brought the bottle, watched me take 1 pill with water. I hid the pill under my tongue, swallowed the water, kept the pill. Later I spit it out. The performance had begun. After breakfast I told them I had errands to run. I drove to State Street National Bank. I had banked there for 30 years. I asked for account statements, the last 3 months. The manager printed them. I sat in a private office and went through every line. There it was. September 15th. Transfer $3,000, Dad's utilities. September 28th. Withdrawal $5,000. Home repairs for Dad. October 12th. Transfer $8,000. Dad's medical bills. October 30th. Withdrawal $12,000. Dad's property taxes. Bills I never saw. Repairs never made. Doctor appointments that never happened. Taxes I had already paid months ago. $28,000 gone. Justin had been stealing from me for months. I made photocopies. Put them in the same envelope with the pills. I sat in my car in the bank parking lot. Took out my phone. Called Crystal. She answered on the second ring. "Dad, everything okay?" My voice nearly broke. "Crystal, sweetheart, can you come home this weekend? I need you here." "Of course. Is something wrong?" "I will explain when you get here. Just please come. I will drive down after work Friday. I will be there by 8. "Thank you. I love you." "I love you too, Dad. You sure you're okay?" "I will be. 4 more days." I hung up. Tuesday morning I drove to CVS with those pills in my pocket. I needed to know exactly what Justin had been giving me. I needed evidence from someone else, someone who could testify in court. Tuesday morning, I drove to CVS. I needed someone else to confirm what I was seeing. I needed evidence that would hold up in court. I walked in and asked for the pharmacist on duty. Linda Cooper came to the counter, a woman in her mid-30s, professional and sharp. Linda, can you tell me what these are? I handed her the bottle labeled lisinopril, 10 milligrams, then showed her the pills inside. She frowned. Mr. Harper, can I take these to the back for a moment? Please. 5 minutes later, she returned. Her face was grave. Mr. Harper, these are not lisinopril. These are lorazepam, 2 milligrams, combined with meclizine, 50 milligrams. Can you explain? That is a sedative mixed with a medication typically prescribed for motion sickness and vertigo. But at this dosage, in someone your age, it would cause severe dizziness, confusion, and fainting. I already knew, but I needed to hear it confirmed. Could this kill someone? Linda's expression darkened. If you fainted and hit your head, or fell, yes. Or it could cause cardiac arrhythmia in elderly patients. This is extremely dangerous, Mr. Harper. She looked at me carefully. Who gave you these? My daughter-in-law picked up my prescription. This is elder abuse. I should call. I need you to document this. Write it down. Date it. Sign it. I am documenting it right now, and I am giving you this. She handed me a business card, Detective Angela Reeves, Madison Police Department, Elder Abuse Unit. I called the number from my car. Elder Abuse Unit, Reeves speaking. My name is Harlan Harper. I need help. My son is trying to kill me. Silence. Then where are you, Mr. Harper? We met at a cafe on University Avenue. Neutral ground. I showed her everything, the pills, the bank statements, and told her about the conversation I had overheard. Detective Reeves listened without interrupting. When I finished, she leaned back. Mr. Harper, I believe you. I lost my own father to elder financial abuse 5 years ago. He did not survive, but you will. What do I do? Can you stay in that house with them until Saturday? I have to. Here's the plan. I will get a warrant to search your son's computer. We need his search history. And Saturday night, you will wear a wire. We will catch him in the act right when he tries to give you those pills, and we will have him on conspiracy to commit murder. 4 more days. You can do this, and I will be right outside the entire time. We shook hands. Wednesday afternoon, Angela called. We got the warrant. Tech team is going through Justin's laptop now. I waited. 3 hours felt like 3 days. Angela called back. Mr. Harper, you should sit down. I sat. His search history goes back 6 months. He has been planning this for half a year. She read from her notes. Elderly bathtub drowning accident statistics. How long for unconscious person to drown? Drugs that cause dizziness and fainting in elderly. Undetectable murder methods. Wisconsin inheritance law probate timeline. Life insurance payout waiting period. 6 months. While still smiling at me, calling me dad, pretending to care, he had been researching how to kill me for half a year. This is premeditated murder, Mr. Harper. First-degree conspiracy to commit murder. With the recording, you will make the pills the bank statements. And this computer evidence, we have an airtight case. Good. 3 more days. Can you hold on? Yes. Wednesday night, I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. 3 more days until Saturday. 3 more days of pretending. 3 more days living with people who wanted me dead. I closed my eyes. Upstairs, I could hear Justin and Whitney laughing about something. 3 more days. Thursday morning, I woke to an unexpected sound, a car engine in the driveway. Thursday morning, I woke to an unexpected sound, a car engine in the driveway. Too early for deliveries. Too early for visitors. I pulled back the curtain. Crystal's silver Honda. My heart jumped. She was not supposed to arrive until Friday evening. She was a full day early. I threw on my robe and rushed to the front door. Crystal was pulling a suitcase from her trunk. Upstairs, I heard movement. Justin and Whitney waking up. Crystal saw me and smiled, but her eyes were full of worry. She had heard something in my voice on Monday. Something that made her leave Chicago a day early. Justin appeared at the top of the stairs, hair messy, looking confused. Crystal, you are early. Crystal hugged me tight. I missed Dad. Thought I would surprise everyone. Whitney appeared wrapped in her robe. Her face showed irritation, quickly masked. What a lovely surprise. But her voice said, you are ruining everything. Thursday was the longest day. Crystal and I could not talk privately. Justin and Whitney were always there. Breakfast forced conversations. Justin was overly cheerful. How great to have the whole family together. Crystal barely responded. She kept looking at me with 1,000 questions in her eyes. Lunch even more tense. Whitney asked, How long are you staying, Crystal? Through the weekend. I saw Justin's jaw tighten. Saturday, their plan. Crystal would be here. That afternoon, Justin pulled Whitney into a corner. They whispered something I could not hear clearly, but I knew they were debating whether to postpone or whether to go through with it anyway. After dinner, Crystal followed me into my room, closed the door. Dad, what is going on? Your voice on Monday, you sounded terrified. I looked at my daughter, Ruth's eyes, Ruth's kindness. Sit down, sweetheart. I told her everything, showed her the pills, the bank statements, the computer printouts Angela had sent, played the recording on my phone, the conversation I overheard Sunday in the closet. Justin's voice, Saturday night, bathtub sedatives. Crystal's face moved through stages, confusion, doubt, horror, rage. My brother, no, not Justin. He would not. I heard it with my own ears, Crystal. I have proof. That monster. She collapsed. I held her while she sobbed. I will testify. I will do anything. I will kill him myself. No, we do this legally. The police are ready. Saturday night they will arrest him. Saturday, 2 more days. Can you act normal? Pretend you do not know. Crystal wiped her tears' eyes fierce. I can do whatever it takes to put him in prison. Friday was torture. Breakfast 4 people, each holding different truth. Justin thought, 2 more days until Dad's accident. Whitney thought Crystal's presence is inconvenient but manageable. Crystal and I knew 1 more day until Justin goes to prison. Crystal barely spoke to Justin. He noticed. Crystal, you okay? Fine, I intervened. She is just worried about me? Right, sweetheart? Very worried. The words hung heavy. Justin said, well, after a relaxing weekend together, you will see Dad is fine. Crystal's knuckles went white, gripping her coffee cup. Friday night, Crystal came to my room, sat on the edge of my bed. We were both silent for a long time. I'm scared, Dad. Me too. What if something goes wrong tomorrow? Then you tell everyone what he did. Promise me. Nothing will go wrong. Detective Reeves has it handled. I know. I love you, Dad. I love you too, sweetheart. She left. I did not sleep that night. Upstairs, I heard Justin pacing. He could not sleep either. Tomorrow. I watched Justin walk into the kitchen. My heart pounded so hard I thought everyone could hear it. This was it. Everything depended on the next 15 minutes. I was wearing a recording device under my shirt, thin, undetectable. Detective Reeves and her team were parked 2 houses down, hearing every word. Crystal's hand still gripped mine under the table. Whitney sat across from me, scrolling her phone. Calm, relaxed. She had no idea her life was about to end. Justin came back from the kitchen. One hand held a glass of water. The other held 2 pills. The pills that were supposed to kill me. Here, Dad, your evening medication. He held them out. I took them, placed them on my tongue, picked up the water glass. Justin watched closely. I had to be extremely careful. 40 years as a pharmacist taught me tricks. I took a sip of water, tilted my head back, made the swallowing motion. But the pills stayed under my tongue, held there. Good. Make sure you take them every night, Dad. I always do, son. The pills were already on my tongue. I took another sip. They started dissolving, bitter taste flooding my mouth. I needed to get rid of them soon, or I would accidentally swallow them. Whitney stood. We should go. 8 o'clock reservation? Justin nodded. Right. Dad, why don't you take your bath? We will be back around 9:30. 9:30. 2 hours. 2 hours for me to drown while they built their alibi. Actually, before you go, I stood up, wobbled slightly, acting. Justin grabbed my arm. Easy. You okay? Just dizzy. These pills. Justin could barely hide his satisfaction. Maybe you should sit down. No, I need to talk to both of you before I take my bath. Justin looked confused. About what? Upstairs, in the bathroom. Whitney frowned. In the bathroom? Yes. We need to discuss something privately, the 3 of us. Crystal stayed at the table exactly as we planned. Justin and Whitney glanced at each other. Can it wait until we get back? My voice turned to steel. No, it cannot wait. Upstairs. Now. The hardness in my tone made them obey. Justin whispered to Whitney, just humor him. We will be 5 minutes late. They followed me upstairs. My legs were shaking, but I kept walking. I led them into the master bathroom. The bathroom where I was supposed to die in less than an hour. I went in first, turned on the light. The bathtub sat there. Clawfoot. Classic. Beautiful. Ruth had loved this tub. I turned to face them as they entered. Closed the door behind them. Small space. Just the 3 of us. Dad, what is this about? I spit the pills into my palm. Casually, wrapped them in tissue. Put them in my pocket. They did not notice. They were too focused on my face. I pointed at the bathtub. This tub, I installed it 40 years ago. Your mother loved it. She spent hours here reading, relaxing. Justin was losing patience. Yes, she died 3 years ago, and you were planning to use this very tub to kill me. Silence. Complete frozen silence. Whitney's face went pale. Justin forced a laugh. What, Dad? You're confused. The medication... I'm not confused, Justin. I took out my phone. 6 days ago, I was hiding in your closet. I heard everything. I pressed play. The recording I made on my phone that Sunday, the conversation I overheard in their bedroom, filled the small bathroom. Justin's voice crystal clear. Saturday night, bathtub. Give him the sedatives. Wait 20 minutes. We will find him drowned. Whitney's voice. And we get the 2.7 million. Justin's voice. I'm just collecting my inheritance a little early. The recording ended. Whitney looked like she might vomit. Justin's face was bloodless. Dad, I can explain. We were just joking. Joking about killing me? I set the phone on the sink, pulled the envelope from my pocket. These are the pills you gave me. Not blood pressure medication. Sedatives mixed with vertigo drugs. The pharmacist at CVS verified it. Documented everything. I set the envelope down. I checked my bank account. $28,000 gone in 2 months. You stole from me while living in my house, eating my food, pretending to care. I pulled out the printouts. Your computer search history, Justin. 6 months researching how to kill me and make it look like an accident. Whitney hissed at Justin through her teeth. I told you to delete. Shut up, Whitney. You don't understand. I owe $410,000. Creditors are destroying me. I needed that money. It is my inheritance anyway. You are 72 years old. You lived your whole life. You married Mom, had a career, retired. Me, I am drowning at 40. I could have helped you. I always helped you. I paid for your education, your wedding, saved you when your first business failed, gave you thousands over the years. And this is how you repay me. Justin collapsed. I had no choice. The creditors, There's always a choice. You chose this path. Whitney moved toward the door. I'm not listening to this anymore. Crystal appeared in the doorway, blocking her. You are not going anywhere. Crystal, get out of my... Crystal's voice turned to ice. You tried to kill my father. You are staying here. Justin dropped to his knees, sobbing. Dad, please. I am sorry. I was desperate. I was not thinking clearly. I would never actually... You gave me those pills tonight. In 20 minutes, you planned to leave me alone in this bathtub to drown. Justin grabbed my legs. Please, we can work this out. I will pay you back. I will go to rehab. Just please do not... I looked down at him. I do not even recognize you anymore. The son I raised is dead. Silence. Then I stood straight. By the way, I'm wearing a wire. Detective Angela Reeves has heard every word you just said. Both of them together. What? She is outside, right now, with officers, and an arrest warrant. Sirens. Sudden loud, getting closer. Whitney screamed, You set us up. No, you set yourselves up. I just refused to be your victim. The front door opened downstairs. Crystal must have let them in. Footsteps pounded up the stairs. Detective Reeves entered the bathroom, followed by 3 police officers. Justin Harper. Whitney Harper, you are under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder, attempted murder, elder abuse, and financial exploitation of a vulnerable adult. The officers moved forward with handcuffs. Justin being cuffed, sobbing. Dad, please do not let them do this. I am your son. I turned away, my voice barely a whisper. I do not have a son, not anymore. Whitney being cuffed, screaming, This is entrapment. We have rights. Angela began, You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. They were led away. Justin kept calling my name down the hallway. Whitney kept screaming. I stood in that bathroom until their voices faded. Crystal came to me and wrapped her arms around me. It is over, Dad. I collapsed against her. He wanted me dead, Crystal. My own son. I know, but you are alive, and he will pay. They denied Justin and Whitney bail the next morning. The judge said flight risk was too high. Elder abuse combined with attempted murder carried serious weight in Wisconsin. The media grabbed the story within hours. By Sunday evening, my face was on national news. Madison father escapes son's murder plot. Reporters camped outside my house. I did not open the door. Crystal fielded the calls. The story went national by Monday. My phone would not stop ringing. That was when I realized this was only the beginning. District Attorney Sandra Pierce called Tuesday. Mr. Harper, we have an airtight case. The evidence is irrefutable. She listed it, the closet recording, the wire recording from Saturday. The pills analysis confirmed sedatives. The computer search history proving premeditation. The bank statements proving theft. They will probably plead out. No jury would acquit, but Justin refused every deal. His lawyer said he was not of sound mind. Whitney's lawyer tried to pin everything on Justin. Prosecutors rejected that. They were equal participants. The trial lasted 2 weeks. Every day I sat in that courtroom and watched my son refuse to look at me. Day 3, my testimony. Mr. Harper, do you love your son? I loved the child he was. I do not know who this man is anymore. Justin finally looked up. Our eyes met across the courtroom. I saw nothing. No remorse. Only anger at being caught. That was when I knew for certain he was truly gone. The evidence. Day 4. The closet recording played. The jury sat stunned. Day 5. The wire recording played. The jury looked horrified again. Day 7. CVS pharmacist Linda Cooper testified about the switched medication. Day 8. Computer forensics expert projected Justin's search terms on a screen. Day 9. Detective Reeves testified about elder abuse patterns. Crystal's testimony came on Day 10. She described Justin's jealousy over the years, his constant demands. She cried, I lost my brother a long time ago. I just never thought he could do this. Justin stared at the table. The defense tried. Justin's lawyer, my client never actually harmed his father. Prosecutor, only because Mr. Harper was smart enough to outsmart a killer. Whitney's lawyer, she was manipulated. The prosecutor played the recording of Whitney participating eagerly. The jury was not fooled. After 2 weeks they deliberated. 3 hours. Those 3 hours felt longer than the 6 days I spent preparing for Saturday night. The jury returned. The foreman stood. We find the defendant Justin Harper guilty on all counts. We find the defendant Whitney Harper guilty on all counts. The courtroom erupted. Justin collapsed into his chair. Whitney screamed, This is not fair. I sat quietly. Crystal squeezed my hand. I felt no joy, only a deep aching sadness. 2 weeks later, sentencing. Judge Patricia Alderman looked at Justin. This court has seen greed, but your cruelty is incomprehensible. You researched, you planned, you poisoned your own father. You intended to watch him drown. Justin Harper, 30 years, eligible for parole after 25. Whitney Harper, 28 years, eligible for parole after 23. Elder abuse must be punished severely in Wisconsin, and rightly so. Justin was led away. He still would not look at me. Outside, the courthouse reporters swarmed. Mr. Harper, how do you feel? I looked into the camera lenses. I feel old and tired, but I am alive. Crystal took my hand. Behind us, Justin was being loaded into a prison van. I did not look back. I stopped looking back. The first thing I did after sentencing was sell the house. I could not spend another night under that roof. Too many ghosts. The house sold in 3 weeks. I bought a small apartment near Crystal. She had moved from Chicago to be near me. At 73, I was starting over. Therapy twice a week. Dr. Sanders said it is never too late to heal. 6 months later, I wrote an op-ed for the Wisconsin State Journal, how I almost became an elder abuse statistic. The article went viral. 2 million shares. Elderly people across the country messaged me, This is happening to me. My son is taking my money. I think my daughter-in-law is poisoning me. I realized I was not alone, and neither were they. Senior centers invited me to speak. Milwaukee, Chicago, Minneapolis. After each talk, someone would approach me. You saved my life. I was ignoring the signs. 1 year after the trial, I took $500,000 from my estate, Ruth's life insurance money, that Justin had craved, and established the Ruth Harper Elder Protection Fund. Legal aid for abuse victims, education, prevention, resources. I partnered with Detective Reeves. She joined the board. First year, we helped 47 elderly people escape abuse. Second year, 112. We provided lawyers, financial advisors, shelter when needed. Changed lives, saved lives. Ruth would have loved this. Her death funded it. Justin's crime inspired it. Victims were saved by it. I go to the office 3 days a week. I sit with frightened elderly people, hold their hands, and say, I understand. Let me tell you my story. 18 months after the trial, I testified before the Wisconsin State Legislature. I proposed Justin's law, harsher penalties for elder abuse, mandatory reporting by banks and doctors when they suspect abuse easier, restraining orders, asset freezing during investigations. The bill passed unanimously. The governor signed it at a ceremony. My son's name will live on. not the way he wanted, as a warning, as protection for others. It has been 2 years since that Sunday in the closet. I am 74 now. Sunday coffee with Crystal. Volunteer work, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Therapy Tuesday. Book club Thursday. Saturday I read Garden Live fully. People ask if I have forgiven Justin. I tell them forgiveness is not forgetting, and I will never forget. But I move forward. That is different. I have not seen Justin since sentencing. He writes letters. I do not open them. Whitney tried to appeal. It failed. They will be in prison until they are old. Older than I am now. Justin wanted my inheritance. Instead, he inherited a cell. Some days I am sad, some days angry, but most days I am simply living and grateful. To anyone reading this, especially if you are elderly or vulnerable, age does not make you weak. Experience makes you wiser. I am a 74-year-old man who outsmarted a killer because I trusted my instincts, because I gathered evidence, because I refused to be a victim. Justin wanted my money and my life. Instead, I took his freedom and built something meaningful. Ruth would be proud of me, and I am proud of myself. Remember, you are stronger than you think. My name is Harlan Harper. I am 74 years old, and this is how I survived my own son. Looking back at my true story, I see how close I came to becoming another statistic. Grandpa's stories like mine shouldn't have to exist, but they do. And if sharing mine can save even one life, then every painful moment was worth it. Here's what I learned, and I pray you never have to learn it the way I did. Don't ignore your instincts. That uncomfortable feeling in your gut, that's God whispering warnings. Don't dismiss strange behavior from family because you love them. Love doesn't mean blindness. Don't wait until it's too late to ask for help. Pride nearly killed me. God gave me a second chance when I woke up that Sunday morning and decided to search their room. God placed Detective Reeves in my path when I needed her most, and God gave me the strength to stand in that bathroom and face my son instead of becoming his victim. This true story taught me that survival isn't just about staying alive, it's about choosing to live fully afterward. I've heard countless grandpa stories over the years, but living through one changed me forever. These grandpa stories we carry can either destroy us or empower others. I chose empowerment. If my true story resonated with you, if you've ever felt that uncomfortable instinct about someone close to you, please share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment below telling me where you're watching from, or simply type "survivor" if you've ever had to fight for your own life. Subscribe to this channel because your story matters too, and together we can protect each other. Remember, you are never too old to fight back. Trust yourself, gather evidence, and refuse to be a victim. God bless you all.